Hello, this video demonstrates how to construct scrolling regions in your prototypes. It shows part of a hypothetical web application for UK power stations with a scrolling map area and pop-up information boxes. So let's start by just showing you the map design that I've already created. And I'll zoom out to show you the whole thing. And this design is essentially one very large bitmap. And if I zoom back in, you'll see that for all the points of interest, we have an icon, and outside of that is a navigation overlay. And just to add some dynamic behavior, if I select this particular icon on the navigation overlay, if I look at the connection and I just scroll to the end, there's a little overlay design as well, which will pop up when we mouse over it. The details of this design aren't really important. The whole point is really just to have a very large design to work with. If we want to have a look at this particular design, this is simply another component design that I've already created. And if we look in detail at that, we have a panel, an image, and some text. And this little bit down here is created with an icon. So if we go back to the map design and we run this in the simulator, so you'll see that we have the whole map design filling up the whole window. And if I can just find North Yorkshire, there it is. If we mouse over this icon, we see the Ferry Bridge power station pop up. So we've tested that the map document behaves the way we want it, and now I can just close the simulator and turn to the design. So now we come to the real purpose of this video, which is to take this great big design and place it into a smaller scrolling window. The first thing I'll want to do is create a new design container, and I'll call it map panel. And for the purposes of this demonstration, we'll assume it's part of a web application design, so I'll add a web page element onto the design, and that will be the main container. Now I'll throw on a simple design grid just to help with the layout. Just going to change the margins, get rid of that one. So now I'll add some heading text. And I'll type in UK power stations. I'll just change the font to make it a little bit larger, and that will do. And now here's where we actually add the map design. So we'll go back to the project panel, and we'll take our map design, which was map coal, and we'll drag it onto our container design. And of course it's come out at full scale. So what we want to do is edit the properties, and let's just change its size to something more manageable to start with. 300 by 300 will do. And the main setting that we want to apply to this component is to maintain the size when the component changes. And what that will do is make sure that whatever happens to the underlying component, it will remain the size that we set it. And one last thing we want to do here is go back to the position tab and uncheck the fixed width and height so that we can actually resize it. And as you'll see, the properties change immediately, and you can see it's the effect on the component in the background. So if I OK this, you'll see that we now have a resizable component, and I'll just resize it to fill the web page. So all that's left now is to run the design and simulator. And if I can just find North Yorkshire again, here we are, we'll see that the mouse over still works.